All right, we're back. Good morning. At least for me, it's morning. And it's Friday, which is something I'm excited about. The weekend is almost here. When we finished up last time, we had built the torso and the arms and shoulders for this Aile Calamity Gundam. For me, it's kind of the second time building this Gundam because I do have the original Full Mechanics Calamity. And so we looked a bit at the differences, which were mostly in the shoulders so far, between the two kits. And today on tap we have, I believe, probably just the legs, the head, the legs, kind of finishing up the main body of the mobile suit. And I'm a bit disappointed because I think that it's going to be just the same build that I've already done, just recolored. I don't think that there's any difference in any of these sections of the kit. The next time we see something different is when we're going to get to the backpack and then the weapons loadout. So probably won't get to that today, depending on how quickly we can get through these other things. So I'm going to just get started and see how much of this I remember from a few months ago when I built that other one. And I guess we'll start with the head, because that is what the instructions want us to do next. I am, hopefully, as long as everything is working well, additionally streaming on YouTube today for the first time, besides being on Twitch. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in and welcome. And what I'm trying to do with this series of live builds is just basically get through my backlog. But my backlog includes quite a lot of P-Bandai and other sort of rare and unique kits, and so those are the ones I'm trying to build here live, so that if you don't have those or weren't able to get them, you know, you can check out what I look, or what it looks like and what I think of it as I'm building it. So, without any further ado, let's get started on this head. Which of course means I'm gonna have to get my runners reorganized. I did not have time before today's stream to reorganize my box of runners over there. So it'll take me a second to get things back in order so that I can find them quickly. Also, as has become tradition on Fridays when I stream, the lawnmower people are out in front of my window, and I'm hearing a little bit of noise coming through the microphone, so hopefully you don't hear too much and it won't cause too much of a trouble for your viewing pleasure. Man, I'm having trouble talking today, making coherent sentences. Need to wake up or something. The changes in my settings, or the way that I've got my screen on my computer set up to accommodate the YouTube streaming, has also caused me to see chat a little bit differently. So that'll be interesting to see if anybody's out there and wants to say something. Please do, so that I can see how that looks to me and make sure that I am able to see and respond to chats from both Twitch and YouTube correctly. And I just paused a second there to check the health of the streams. They seem okay. It's always a work in progress. You know, one of these days, I will stop making changes to how I stream and just actually do the stream. I believe we need this, this one runner that has just the one clear part on it. I also made a little few tweaks to the camera settings from last time as well, to hopefully get the focus a little better and to have some better depth of field on the camera so that it stays in focus down here, low down to the building mat, and then a little bit up here as well, so that things aren't getting too out of focus if I lift them up like that. So that is the other sort of change for this time. And these eyes, I'm not going to put the sticker on these eyes as I usually don't when I'm snap building, because in the future this will get disassembled and painted eventually whenever I get around to it. And so I don't want to have those stickers on there in the way. But maybe a good time to remind everybody that I got 2 copies of the foil sticker sheet for this particular kit. I think it was just a packing error when they assembled everything into the box at the factory. Probably just those 2 sheets got stuck together. But that has never happened on any other kit that I've gotten before, so that was interesting. Alright, the B-Runner has the pieces for the sides of the head. Part of me wants to go as quickly as possible through this part of the build because, like I said earlier, it's redundant for me. But at the same time, since I'm not really looking forward to it that much, it makes me want to sort of be distracted and not focus on building quickly. So I'm not sure how much we'll get through today, but the plan is to get through all of the legs, both legs and this headpiece, just so that, and the waist skirt parts as well, so that we can assemble the body of the mobile suit and then have just the new stuff for this particular kit, the weapons loadout and the backpack, to build next time, which should be Monday morning. Monday morning for me, which is East Coast US time. All right, what else we got? The Mohawk. See, I've already just like not paid attention and should have gotten this part off the runner while I had it out. It's going to be one of those distracted building days, I think. And let's grab 15 off of here. Also have to remind myself, lean forward when working so that I'm under the camera better. Here, I'll slide my chair up, that'll help. Excuse me for a second while I adjust the microphone. Yep, everything's feeling just a little bit out of sorts today. All right, I'm looking for C1. And while we're here, we're gonna need these 2 little vent parts for the sides of the head shortly. And the face mask as well. All right. And the part for the back of the head. Very monochromatic head on this Gundam. It's almost all this light bluish gray color. hear a lawnmower going by outside again. I should probably just talk while that happens so you don't notice. I was able last night, the US Premium Bandai website had a small release of some reprinted kits that became available for pre-order last night, and I was able to grab a couple more master grade kits that I'd been wanting for a little while but hadn't been able to get yet, and so I don't think those ship until like December. Pretty sure it's December, so it'll be a while, but I'm excited because we'll be able to build on stream once that happens, or once they arrive here to me. I will have the Jesta cannon, which I'm excited about, and then also the Master Grade Hazel, which is something I've been wanting to build for a long time, so that should be fun. Alright, so all of those, it was 4 parts to build this, and they're all the same color. Which is interesting. It's like, why not just mold this part as part of this one here? But whatever. Let's compare, since I'm curious. This guy also, yeah, his is the same 4 parts, and they're all the same color for him as well. So interesting. All right, put this on top here. And I've already done the back. So we get these side vents. Again, they are the same color as everything else on the head. So it is a super monochrome head, although it provides a lot of ability to do some nice color separation without having to do any masking, because they did mold it as a bunch of separate parts. And it does a good job of hiding seam lines as well. I didn't do a very good job with this nub right here, but I can always sand that off later before I paint. So cool. Let's grab the parts for the V-fin, which is a different color. So there's something. It tried to fly away. And then these 2 little bits here go on the sides of the head. Update on my lawnmower friends outside. It seems like, or it looks to me like at least, they are done mowing. They're going around with their blower fan things, cleaning up the grass clippings that fly everywhere on the sidewalks and stuff. And so that should be the last step for them, and then all of the background noise will go away. All right. I do like this V-fin. It's a cool shape. I like how it kind of flares back and up. Yeah, so from the side there's a nice flared back kind of angle, and then from the front it still looks pretty pretty much like a standard V-fin, although it's really pointy on the front here. That's cool. I think it looks imposing, which is nice. All right, let's get these on the correct sides. So this one goes over here. And over here. And there's his head. Looks nice. Let's go ahead and put it on. Just like so. All right, keep him in frame here so you can stare at that while I cut more parts. And those parts will be for the legs. I'm gonna go ahead and try to build both legs simultaneously. It looks like there's almost no difference at all between the left and right legs. So, yeah, actually literally no difference at all, other than the direction of the hip joint when we finally get there. So, yeah, we'll just cut all the parts and build the two legs together. And this is one of those cases where I probably will just cut a lot of parts and then trim the nubs off of all of them at once. Because I think that, especially for these inner frames of the legs, these parts are gonna pretty much all come from this one runner. So we're gonna end up with like the entire this half of this runner needed here, I think, for the legs. Yep, these are the ankle joint, almost certainly. And what else? This one. Definitely this joint here, where the ankle meets the foot. What else? This thruster bit goes on the back of the leg. And then these two pieces are the hip joint. So yep, it was pretty much everything on this half of the runner. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything, because this piece here looks to me like it could be part of the leg, but it's not. All right, cool. So we'll grab all of those same parts off of this side, or this other runner, for the opposite side leg. See, I promised you the background noise was going to be gone, and I thought it was, and now there's a little bit back, so. It seems like it's getting quite loud now. Which is weird because I don't see them right outside my window at the moment, so I'm not sure where all this noise is coming from. All right, I think that's all we need from there. I mean, all we need. It was pretty much all the parts off of that entire runner, so yeah. Let's just trim these right now, and then I'll grab the other colored parts that we need for the outer armor. Found that usually if I'm careful with these God hand nippers, they're so good that the nub stays right here in the end when I trim it, and then I can put it right here on the table. Every once in a while, I get a nub that wants to fly away, and then I find it later on my floor by stepping on it, which is never fun. Alright, so now they are literally right outside my window. And hopefully they will move along very quickly here. Alright, they've moved away, and hopefully that's the end of the noise now. Wonder if anybody else out there is as OCD as I appear to be with respect to keeping the nubs that I'm trimming all in this nice pile over here. If one kind of flies away, I feel like I have to move it into the pile. It's all part of having a nice clean workspace, I guess. All right, let's see. So we could start putting a few of these things together, but I don't think I'm gonna get very far before I run into a situation where I need some other pieces. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. That goes in there, and then we've got the other side here. So there's the knee joint, at least kind of the top half of it. And somewhere we have those same parts again. Here they are. Yeah, so even though these kits don't have a full inner frame like a master grade would, there's still decent detail on the parts of the inner frame that are going to be exposed. So there's some little pipes and some recessed areas and things like that that you could still pick out with some paint if you wanted to make the inner frame look a little bit more detailed. All right, I need the C runners. Or I guess the C runner, there's only one of them, I believe. And let's just go ahead and grab all of these upper thigh armor parts. It's weird, did I miss one? I think I missed one on the other side there. Oh, on both of these parts. For whatever reason, I did not see that gate on either of those parts. Good job, me. All right, we need this. Yes, we need this. I feel like we should need this. Yeah, we do. And that looks like part of the backpack, so I don't think we need that. Yeah, and we don't need this yet either. All right, let's take care of these and go ahead and put them on the legs. These two pieces will save because I'm going to need them in a few minutes, but not right at the moment. That was interesting. But it trimmed off okay. Same thing here. There's a slight sort of chamfered edge there that makes it hard to cut these nubs perfectly flush. Just clean up with a little bit of sandpaper will be fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. Clean that up later. That one we need right now. Same with both of these. All right, and with those trimmed, let's go ahead and put the front leg armor part on first, which is that one there, and then this one goes on the back. Yeah, they've hidden this seam line into something that looks like a panel line with a little bit that widens out in the middle there, so that's nice. And then we need this part here. Let's bend this out of the way. That'll make this fit a little bit easier. Yeah. And then we can bend it back in place just like so. All right, so 2 upper leg bits. Let's move on. I need these big sections here, which will be the lower legs. This, I think this is the front of the ankle joint. And this as well. That there looks like a side skirt, so I don't think we need that just yet. All right, the rest of all those are for the waist and skirt sections, looks like. So we can wait on those. quick break to check my phone because I had notifications buzzing like crazy. But it was nothing important, so they can wait till later. I do have a message popping up on my PC, not all the time, but intermittently, saying that it's having trouble with the stream encoding. However, all of the other stream monitor settings that I have up seem to be happy and fine. So just a note to my future self to check both the streams on Twitch and YouTube right about now, which is 43 minutes in, to see what's going on and make sure that there aren't any issues. All right, let's see here. So let's put these up here out of the way, and I'm gonna grab some parts off the A runner that we're going to need momentarily, and then I think that we'll have everything we need to finish up the legs. The fact that all of these parts are coming off of runners A through G is also an indication, a reminder to us that they're all parts that came from the original Calamity Gundam, because I believe that the I runner, or maybe the J runner, is the first of the new runners, and the rest of them are after that in the alphabet for this kit. I mean, look. Yeah, this other multicolored runner is the J runner, so everything before J is not new. Alright, I'm gonna peek at the second page real quick here, just to make sure that I don't need anything else from the A runner. Yeah, so I'm gonna need some foot parts from D runners, but we'll get those later. Finish at least the legs first, and then we'll do the 2 feet. And let's build, I'm stuck on my finger. They're everywhere. Get in your pile. There we go. All right. So those are the back halves of the legs. I'm pretty sure when I built the original Calamity version of this kit, I forgot this little piece here that is the, where the foot plugs in, and did not realize it until all the way when it came time to plug that foot in, and then I realized I needed to take everything apart to put that back in there. So don't leave pieces out. Your future self will not be happy. Alright, this goes on here. Fills in the front of the leg, covers any potential seam lines very nicely, which is great. And then let's grab this one. Just slide it on like so. Yeah, so even the inside of these this is like the knee armor. Even though there's no inner frame on this part of the leg, they've molded in some details so that you could paint it to make it look like there was inner frame if you wanted. And let's go ahead and put this piece on here. And snap this ankle armor covering bit in there. Nice little inset detail there as well that looks like it could be the inner frame part that would normally, you know, hold this piece in place. So again, you could paint that to make it look like probably what they intended, or what it would be if it was a real master grade kit. Don't forget the foot connection piece again. Consulting the instructions, but I literally just built this. I should remember. And this one's not wanting to slide on. There we go. And this one. All right. I don't know, does that look better? Yeah. I have to always remind myself not to stand things up vertically because they look okay to me, but the camera's up there, so you only see kind of the top profile when I do that. So these are the insides of the feet. And we do this, and then we do this. And then this folds back. So now we have some side to side motion for the foot, and then some front to back at the ankle as well. And then we'll have another joint above where this plugs in. So lots of motion for the ankle, which is nice. Same thing there. There's a mold line right up the middle of this ankle joint part that is annoying me. It's reflecting the light off my work light from above, so that's another thing to clean up in the future for sure. All right, and I'm now to the point where we need to find our D runners so that I can grab the parts for the feet. Looks like super monochrome feet as well. The bottoms of the feet are going to be the same as the main base color of the feet, which is going to be this dark blue. So we need that. Probably this one here is part of the heel. And I don't see any other parts that look like feet, so I think that's it. Okay, there's an extra part for a chin here. Not enough other parts to build another head, but that one extra head part is there. If I put my elbows on my desk and trim way up here, it's probably out of focus, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's continue to work down here at a lower level, which is more comfortable for me anyway. So that's fine. I do think that I like the camera setup that I have now finally, and it's kind of locked in so it won't change, which is great as long as it looks okay. But yeah, the focus seems better, the white balance seems definitely better. A little bit concerned about pushing these in too tightly because they might be hard to disassemble later, although I'll be able to get into this gap right here with a part separator and probably pry it apart. It'll be fine. Yeah, there's a little gap here on the front as well that I can use. So I'm always thinking about those kind of things when I snap build a kit because I do want to be able to disassemble it. Sometimes you have to trim a little bit of one of the pegs or something to make it just fit a little more loosely so that you'll be able to take things apart later on. But in this case, I think we're fine. All right, so this goes here, which gives us our toe bend joint, and then we snap the lighter blue-gray piece on the top here. So yeah, there's a little bit of a toe bend, not a huge amount. And while I'm holding this, why don't I go ahead and just put the two pieces for the heel on. So this goes here, and then this goes down below. Again, thinking about disassembly because that's a pretty tight fit, but it'll be okay. I might not actually push it all the way in. Nah, I'll go ahead. It's fine. Alright, so there's our foot. It's just got this forward to back bend there, and then there's plenty of articulation in the ankle joint, so we'll see that once we get it attached to the leg. But first, let's build the other one. What happened to the other bottom of a foot? I've lost a part? Oh no, I've already put it together. Of course. All right, second foot. So this goes in here, of course. And now we can see we've got, this bends up a little. So we've got quite a bit of front to back motion. It doesn't go back as much maybe as I would like, but good front motion there. And then quite a big gap between this overhanging armor bit and the actual foot if it's standing up straight. But yeah, I think that'll look good and be pretty good in a kind of power stance kind of pose. All right, let's see. This goes on here for this thruster on the back of the leg. It has some up and down articulation as well. And then we will snap in the top part of the knee joint right there. So we get this double jointed knee. Once we put the outer armor bits here, that'll hold that in place. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So that goes in there. This goes up here. And this goes here. And let's grab those two bits for the sides of the legs. They were on the D-runner here, so I looked at these parts earlier and thought, those aren't leg parts. I won't cut them out, and here they are. If they weren't sides of the legs, I don't know what I thought they were. They're not like side skirts or anything like that. And we need a couple parts off the A runner to provide this, excuse me, color separated detail. Is it really? I guess not. I thought it was going to be color separated detail, but these are molded in the same dark blue color, so they are just extra parts provided for you to create your own color separation with paint. Let's call it that. All right, so these fit in here, and I'm again thinking about disassembly, but there's a space here where I'll be able to push them out from the back, so that'll be fine. So once you put that part in, it's not really any different at all than the pre-molded version that is the part that goes on the inside of the leg. So these here are supposed to go on the inside, and then the one with the separate part is supposed to go on the outside of the leg. but visually they're not going to look any different at all from one another. Maybe there's a variant that doesn't exist yet, or that hasn't been, made yet of this kit that has something else on the outsides of the legs, and so they pre-planned for it by molding the leg parts that way. That's my only guess, because otherwise it seems kind of inefficient. Like, why would you do that? Okay. Hip joints, simple enough. Just these two parts sandwiched together. Like so. All right, I'm gonna grab a drink of water if you don't mind. And then let's build the waist section, and I will probably end for today once we get the main body of the mobile suit put together, so that we can do all of the fun new stuff in the next stream. Before we build that, I want to try something. In my attempts to always keep the nubs clean off my desk, I do have this little desk vacuum that my family actually got for me as a gift a while back. And I use this after stream, but I'm curious how loud this is in the microphone. So I'm gonna turn it on now. If you've been warned ahead of time, if this is loud, yeah, I've warned you. So here we go. It was a little loud, I guess. I've been wanting to try that while the stream was running just so I could see how loud it is in the microphone. Okay, let's move on. I imagine this waist unit should be pretty straightforward and pretty quick to build. You know what? I'm gonna move these legs up here out of the way. Don't worry, they'll be back, but just not right now, because I'm gonna continually run into those with my hands and the runners as I try to cut these parts. Yeah, so that didn't cut all the way through. That was weird. Anything else off of our E-runner? Yes. The answer is yes. Definitely these skirt armor bits. Or I mean skirt inner frame bits. And it looks like there's a part number 8, which I don't even see. Oh, it's this little tiny ball joint attachment part. Or the front skirts. Yeah. This is the inside of the side skirt, right? It is. So we'll go ahead and grab that as well. And then all of these. And over here we should have that same little ball joint part and the other side skirt piece. Very nice. All right, moving backwards through the alphabet. Nothing off the D runner that we need. So the C runner here has what? Just this part here, which is the front of the crotch piece. That should be it there. Over here we have all of the skirting armor. And this part here that goes on the back, right? Yeah. No, actually this is the front. And then this one here is the back. Looks like our two front skirts, you can see them right here, are connected together. They're one part, but you could trim right here in between the two if you wanted to have separate articulation of those two front skirts. So similar to what they typically do with high grades in that way. Where we should have our tiny G runner, which has this one red part. It goes on the front of the waist. Let's see what else we need. We're going to need this side skirt part for sure. And then we're back to the A runner, and we probably need a couple things from here. These look like little details that go on the front skirts. Again, they're molded as separate pieces, but they're the same color plastic. So there's the opportunity for color separation if you want it, but you'll have to paint to make that happen. Let's see if we need anything else off the A runner. I don't believe that we do. All right, one big pile of parts to trim. So I will get into my trimming zone here. Try to knock these out as quickly as we can. If you haven't seen it yet, and if you're interested in some of the more detailed modification work that I like to do, I did release a video on my YouTube channel yesterday where I go through the process of designing a part and then 3D printing it using Blender for a different build than this one, one that I'm customizing currently. And so if you're interested in that sort of thing, check that out. It's a sort of different style maybe than most YouTube tutorial videos that you might see. And that's mostly because I've found over the years that I really don't like editing video, and I don't want to try to hire somebody to edit video either. So rather than editing video, I prefer to just record things live with a live feel to them, similar to these streams. And so that's what I did for that YouTube video. I just walked through the process and talked through it as we went. And it was all one take, and I did not have to go back and make any edits later on or do any voiceover or anything like that. I just grabbed there were like 3 individual clips, a little intro segment here at the workbench, and then the long clip at the computer working in Blender, and then a final clip here back at the workbench seeing the final printed part and checking its fit and that sort of thing. So I grabbed those 3 clips, threw them together in a video editor, and then just posted it. So I think that I do want to create more YouTube videos if people are interested in some more in-depth topics than what we can do here on stream, for sure. And that is going to be the style that I aim for, is that it's like not super well produced. It's just almost live feeling, even though it's recorded, single take style. And that way I don't have to spend a lot of time doing editing tasks that I don't enjoy. So let me know what you think about those. If you go over and watch that video, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And let me know what else you'd like to see. You know, if you want to see stuff about panel line scribing, or it would be harder for me to do stuff about airbrushing because my airbrush setup is not here at my build station where I have all my cameras and stuff. It's out in my garage, so that would be harder. But anything I can do here at my desk, any type of detail work, scribing work, masking in preparation for painting, designing color schemes, all of that kind of stuff, I am happy to talk about in more detail if it's something people are interested in. So just let me know. And with that, we are nearly done with this nub trimming exercise. There we go. All right, get these nubs out of the way over here. Spread these parts out so I can see them. And then let's build this waist. We've got our rotating hip joint. It does kind of lock in place both at the top and the bottom of that motion, so that's nice. We need this other part first, which I don't see. I must be staring right at it. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see, that goes in there. That way we have a little bit of front to back motion here at the waist joint. Because if you remember when we built the torso, there's no front to back motion at all in the torso. There's a little bit of side to side here, but there's no front bend, no ab crunch at all. So this will sort of provide that at a lower part of the joint, but it'll get that same effect, I think. If you're after something that looks like an ab crunch, you could probably accomplish it. All right, so this slides on here. Interesting. So as this, yeah, well, I'll show you in a second when this gets tied together. It looks like this motion is going to be tied in with this motion, and that will happen after we put this part in. So this actually, there's a little joint underneath here that this groove slots into. And so that snaps like that. So now this vertical motion also causes a up and down motion there. So this can slide all the way up like that, or it can slide down and then tilt forward when you try to do the ab crunch. So that's an interesting mechanism that they've designed in there. And if you pull that up, you can get this to sit flush, which is probably kind of the resting position that you'd want it to be in. All right, looks like these want to come in from the back side and clip this way, and then they'll fold down like that. And we get this. There's a nice little vent detail that shows through there from the armor piece on the back, or from the inner frame piece on the back, I mean, through the armor here. So that's good. And then again, we have the wrong side. Where's the other one? Did I not cut the other one? Did I lose it? What happened to it? Oh, it's underneath there. Okay. So again, we have these parts, kind of like we had on the sides of the legs, where this fits in here and adds some nice detail, but it's molded in exactly the same color as the main part of the front skirt. So gives you the option for some color separation if you want to do some painting. But the way it comes, it is just all the same color. All right, let's go ahead and snap these two front skirt pieces in place. There's 1 and 2. Then we will build the back skirt. Again, these are attached to each other, but they don't have to be. The ball joints are, or there are 2 ball joints, so you could trim those apart from one another and get separately moving back skirts if you wanted to. Here's the back side of these back skirts. So there's kind of an unusual, annoying, large indentation there. They've tried to sort of make it look like it's there on purpose with this little vent detail on the lower side of it. For me, that probably should be filled in. Like, I understand why they did it, because it makes the mold possible for that part. But yeah, I think I would want to fill that in. Also, I would want to trim this other nub here that I missed. Let's fix that. Kind of jammed it. It's like stuck in place, yeah, because I pushed it in too far without realizing that that nub was still there and was going to impinge on the movement of it. Okay. Hey, that works better. All right, so this must have the slot, yeah, where these, so again, there are 2 spaces for ball joints here, so they both fit in there nicely, and yeah, nice and snug. So trimming that would not be an issue at all to get separate movement here on the back skirts. For now, I will just leave it this way. And these are side skirts. Again, they have a similar style of design here on the back side where there's this big indentation. For whatever reason, for me, this one is not as bad. I cannot explain why. I guess just personal preference. Like, I look at that and I'm not as weirded out by it as I was with these other ones. All right, let us grab the legs first. Put these here. Nice tight fit. I do enjoy building a kit that doesn't have any poly caps. It makes me happy. I feel like the joints are going to, not only do they fit nicely, they're going to be solid for a long time. Alright, side skirts just pop onto these ball joints here. They are both the same, so it does not matter which side is which. Yep. That is exactly the same as the lower half of the original Calamity Gundam. And again, like these parts on the front of the skirts were molded in the same color, even though they're separate parts. So, and on the outsides of the legs as well. So all of that potentially color separated detail was the same on both kits. You know, it was molded in such a way that the parts are the same color. Okay, let us put this guy together. And there he is. Let's try that ab crunch mechanism that we had. Let me see if I can show you how it works. So it does bend forward, and this piece kind of slides up or tilts forward to get out of the way. I'm not sure how I can show this without other things being in the way, but yeah. And then we can go all the way back like that, and this part lifts up. So there's that sort of motion in there. So it does sort of look like an ab crunch, although it doesn't go forward very much. It goes back quite a lot. But it's weird because it's like down at the waist joint. It's not up here where an ab crunch would normally happen. So that's interesting. Yeah. So there he is. Overall, it was, you know, the build I was expecting, right? Because I had built the other version. I still do like this one better. The bulkier look of the shoulders makes it really look imposing. Just in a standing pose, I think it'll look real nice. And of course, once we get the backpack and a weapon in its hand, which is a really strange, interesting looking weapon as well. I looked ahead and in the instructions, and it's gonna be cool. I think it'll look really nice. So that, I guess we'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. If you're watching later on, thanks for that as well. And I will be back next time on Monday for me with the backpack and the weapon unit. No shield, I don't think, for this guy. No, but it is a really interesting weapon. So we'll take care of all of that. Should have plenty of time for all of that in the next stream. And I will see you then. Hope you have a good time between now and then. And I'll see you later.